welcome to the Pip and Pin Podcast. My name is Megan Nodecker, and I'm a knitwear designer from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. You can find me on Instagram as Pip and Pin, on Ravelry as Knit Pip and Pin, and in the Pip and Pin Ravelry group. Today is April 24th, and it's episode 55. It's been a really nice spring here, but now it's just kind of cloudy and gray. It's not raining, so it's not bad. This is nice weather for BC anyways. Definitely gonna go for a walk later. It's that kind of weather. So today I am gonna share one project with you. I don't have very much knitting, to be honest. There's been a lot of other things going on in the past week that I did quite a bit of knitting on the one project that I'm knitting on, but I didn't do anything else. I'm just finishing up. A couple weeks ago, I started another round of the Indie Dyer mini sock swap, which basically requires me to wind up many skeins of yarn into mini skeins. Sorry. And this morning I just finished all of the yarn. Technically there's still like 2 more days to get the yarn to me, so I might have a few more, but all of the skeins of yarn that I had are now wound up into mini skeins. And that is the most time consuming part. Now comes the really fun part where I get to like make sets for people. That usually takes about a day or so, and then a couple days to get everything ready for shipping, and then they get shipped out. So that is coming to an end, so I will have much more knitting time, hopefully, once that is all done. But before I get started on knitting stuff, I just wanted to say I hope that everyone is doing okay, that you're staying home, and that you're staying somewhat sane. We're doing all right here. Pretty much just doing what we're supposed to be doing. Justin's still working, and I am work from here, so I'm still working too. And then George and I are doing some homeschool stuff. She just had her first video chat with her teacher since they weren't in school, and I mean she's in kindergarten, so her teacher is a really big deal. And she's a really great teacher, so they had a nice little chat today. So that was really nice. But I hope that you're all doing good as well. Welcome to the podcast. I noticed that I had a lot of new viewers in the past couple weeks, so I just wanted to say a really big welcome to all the new viewers out there, and the old ones as well. I still appreciate you guys, of course, but I just noticed that there was a lot of newer viewers in the past couple weeks, and thanks for joining me. So I have a couple of knit-along stuff to talk about. First, I have my all of April, I've been running a social distance knitting club. Basically, it's a thread in my Ravelry group called the Social Distance Knitting Club, and I've had discussion prompts and some giveaways, and the Mema pattern, the cardigan pattern, is free until the very end of April. That's part of this knitting club thing. In the next little, I've been doing some discussion prompts, and so we're on week 3. So prompt number 3 is what, aside from knitting, what else are you working on? Are you cooking? Are you baking? Are you crocheting? Are you doing any needlework or mending or anything, or sewing, or anything else that you're working on, or anything else that you want to be working on? Totally counts too. I know not everyone, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I have all this time and all this time, and that's true for a lot of people, but I know for the other side of that coin is people having way less time because they have to be working or working from home while trying to homeschool, or, being in a house of people. And so even if you aren't doing any other crafts, tell me what you'd like to be doing. That's totally cool too. If you answer that prompt, you'll be entered to win a draw. I might do some patterns again, or I might do an ebook. I haven't really decided yet. This is kind of I don't really have any hard and fast rules with this thing. I'm just kind of doing whatever seems right at the time. And I do know one thing. There will be something kind of extra special at the end of the month. I am going to keep the thread open indefinitely, basically, so people can chat and share their projects and, still be part of this knitting club. But I'm not going to be doing so much of the prompts or all of the giveaway extra things. I might do, if it keeps going, then I might continue on, and do a couple little things here and there. But technically, it's going to end at the end of April. So the last few days, if you haven't checked out the group already, I'll put a link to it down in the description box below. Go and check it out. Because the last few days of April, there will be something special there. So join the group. Make sure you have your eyes on that thread. It's not going to be announced on Instagram or anywhere else. So you have to be watching that thread to enjoy what's coming. Yeah. And the other thing that we have going on in our Ravelry group is, together with Sam of Hand Me My Knitting, she has a podcast as well, which I will link. We are running a City Limits knit along. City Limits is a sweater by Tanis Lavallee. It's this super cool Bragglin sweater that we both just fell in love with and decided, hey, if you have watched the podcast before, we both knit our One Some Floral sweaters together, and we were going to do a knit along for that as well, but it just kind of never materialized. I think, I don't know. It started at a weird time or something. I think we started knitting it over Christmas, and we were going to start it, and then we just Christmas happened, so we didn't. But we are doing a knit along for this sweater. I have mine to show you. The chat thread is going to be over in her group. Put a link to it down here. And then the finished object thread is in my group. And there'll be prizes drawn from both. Don't really know what the prizes are yet. If anyone has anything that they'd like to donate as a prize, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, works in progress are totally okay. We didn't really have a hard start date for it, but it will end on June the 8th. It is a worsted weight sweater, and it comes in all the sizes, so kid sweaters count, adult sweaters count. I know this is a pattern that you can do. I'm doing mine with 2 strands of fingering held double. You can do 2 strands of fingering as well as mohair or worsted and mohair. It's kind of just the do whatever you want kind of sweater, which is always great. Yeah, so I'll put all that information down in the description box below. Now that I've kind of set you up for it, I will bust out my City Limits, which is the only project that I've been working on. This is living in my Deranged Dye Works project bag. I've been finding a need to bust out all of my project bags lately. Usually whatever I'm working on just kind of ends up in a pile on my desk. But for reasons I will talk about later, I can't do that anymore. So I get to use all my project bags that I've been sorely neglecting. It also really makes me want to sew something. And I want to make a Finch bucket bag by Stitch Mischief. I have one of her bags that she made, but she also sews the pattern. So I'm thinking of maybe getting the pattern and attempting to sew one of those because I really love mine. But this one I did not sew. This is from Deranged Dye Works. And it was not really a custom order, but she had one like this on her website and then it sold right away. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I asked her if she'd make me one and she said yes. In here is my City Limit sweater and it's getting a little too big for the bag. That's okay. Oh gosh. Maybe it's not okay. Just put that down there. Okay. So I think last time I was... Oh my goodness. I'm just going to throw all that yarn on the floor. Last time I was just about done the body. And I finished the body. And I'm nearly done one sleeve. So let me get all this organized. Sorry, I probably should have prepared that a little better. But ta-da! So my body's finished and my sleeve just needs a cuff and then one more sleeve and a collar and I'm done. So as I said before, this is the City Limit sweater by Tanis Lavalley. I'm using 2 strands of fingering held together throughout and it's doing this kind of marled striping amazing thing. Most of my yarn is autumn and indigo. I know this white is, this blue is, this blue is. This gray, I don't really know where it came from. This green is Marshland by Sweet Fiber. And then this really, really dark green, which almost looks black, is Plucky Knitter. I'm really liking how it's turning out. It has quite a bit of, I did mine with quite a bit of ease because I really like just comfy, cozy, sweatshirty sweaters. But I think I might, like I already made the body, I knit the body and at my last stripe I just did as the ribbing. But I tried it on when it was about here to see if the sleeve was long enough to do that, and it wasn't, like not by a long shot. So I did a full stripe in the dark, and then I'm gonna add a little cuff still in the dark. I might add more to the body even later, but I'm gonna block it first and see what happens. Because it can, like, especially because it's held double, I find there's more play within the gauge. Like the gauge really loosens up a lot more when it's blocked, as opposed to just a single strand of worsted, which will bloom but won't necessarily relax as much. I find with 2 strands of fingering, things relax. And I'm actually going to, sorry about all the clicking needles, but I'm gonna flip this inside out for you because this pattern is reversible. And I really like all my ends are on this side. Those will all get woven in, of course, but I really like this side. So I will probably, definitely gonna be making it so that this is the right side. So you can see all the purl bumps and especially the detail on the raglan and then down the sides here as well. I just really love those lines. So that's how it will be when it's finished. So I figured I should probably show you that side too. Really, really fun pattern. Exactly what I needed to knit. I needed something that I didn't have to think about, something easy, something quick, but was still engaging. And with the color changes, it's been 2 weeks and I'm almost done. It's gonna be done by next week for sure. Probably like 80% sure. So yeah, if you're working on that or want to start one, come and join our knit along because everyone needs one of these sweaters, I think. I'm debating. No, I was thinking about blocking it now to see what the sleeve length is and the body length is, but I'm just going to knit the other sleeve and chance it because I can always make it longer later if I want to. That's easy enough. The only other thing, I did put a few rows in on, I'm working on a Cat Bells cardigan out of Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. It's a pattern that doesn't exist yet. I am making it. I did do a few rows of that, maybe an inch or two, but I'm just working on the body right now. So there's no point in showing that to you until there's a little more meat there. So that's it for knitting, but I did get something in the mail, which is very exciting. I was contacted by something fluffy, my nose. I was contacted by We Are Knitters. They are a company out of Spain. And they do knitting kits, and they reached out and asked if I would like one to try. And I've been an admirer of this company for a really long time. Back when Katie and I first started Pip and Pin, we actually made knitting kits as well. We started by knitting things to sell at markets like scarves and hats and things like that. And then we started making kits for our headbands, and I think we did hats too. And while doing our research, this was the top company that we both really loved. So I absolutely said yes. I would love to try something. And so they just asked me what I wanted, and they sent it to me. So I decided, after looking through all of their different kits, I decided on this one, which is the Sun cardigan. Yeah, you can see there, it's just like an oversized cardigan with balloon sleeves and this little bit of lace detail. I really love the package. It's just so nicely presented, and it's so lovely to get a package like this. I have opened this up to take a peek inside, but I will show you what it comes with. And it is not a typical kit in the sense of like a yarn kit. This comes with literally everything you will need to make this sweater. And you can choose your size when you check out so that you get the correct amount of yarn, which I'll start there. So it comes with this cotton yarn. It is 100% Peruvian cotton. And it's super soft and lovely. And it was funny, when I was looking at these kits, I was having a really hard time picking a color. I was originally kind of drawn to this light gray. I think if there was a charcoal gray option, I would have gone with that. But I was just thinking, this would be such a great thing for summer. But I didn't want something, I don't know. I was just being weird. I wanted something neutral or something, but I don't wear light gray. I don't wear light colors. Well, I do wear light colors, but this light gray, I don't have any of that color in my wardrobe, and that's because I don't wear it. So instead of going with a neutral, I went with a Megan neutral, which is copper. This dark coppery orangey red color will literally go with everything that I own. I don't know why that was so difficult for me to understand, but I'm so happy that this is the one that I chose. I mean, the gray would have been nice, but gray doesn't really look good on me. But, lighting's weird right now, but this coppery color, it will go with everything. I'm really excited for it for summer, actually. So I probably am going to start making it very soon. You also get the pattern. It comes in this cute little envelope because you get the pattern, which is printed on at first I thought it was a little booklet, but it's actually like a thinger. So that's kind of neat. It is knit in sections and seamed, which normally I wouldn't do, but I think because it's cotton, I am. because that structure on the sides and on the shoulders and the stuff will be kind of important, I think. I don't actually have a lot of experience with cotton, so I'm gonna trust them with this and knit it in pieces and actually seam it. I've never seamed a sweater before. I haven't decided yet, but I might do the front and the back, or the fronts and the back, and the button band, the front band there, and then seam that, and maybe pick up stitches for the sleeves and work those in the round. Because setting in sleeves seems like it'd be really hard. So we have the yarn, we have the pattern. We also, this is super fun, have stickers, which I really like. And we have some darning needles, so you can seam it up and finish it. And we have the knitting needles to knit it. These are wooden knitting needles. They're 5mm US 8 wooden needles. I really like that the needles are included, but I'm not going to use them. I just don't use straight knitting needles. I have interchangeable ones, so I'm going to use those. If there was one thing that I think they might benefit from, is just offering the kits without the needles, because I don't really need another set of needles. Maybe I'll do an art project with them or something. Last but not least, it comes with this tag, which I think is super, super cute. So when you're finished your sweater, you have a little tag to put on the back to say that you made it. So that's the kit. Thank you so much to We Are Knitters for sending that to me. I'm very grateful, and I'm really excited to get started on this. I wanted to show it. I was going to cast it on as soon as I got it, but I did want to show it before I, the whole thing, before I started. And there it is. So I might cast that on today. The other thing I am going to cast something else on too is I'm going to cast on a pair of socks, because I don't have one. And Georgia and I have been going on lots of walks and things. And I like to walk, but I also like to let her dilly-dally. So I need something. There was a couple of things that I was working on, some secret things that you'll know about soon that I could walk and knit, but I finished those, so now I need a pair of socks. So I did some stash diving, and I'm gonna make a pair of socks using this. This is Knit Picks Felici in the steamer trunk colorway, which is self-striping yarn. It has this like maroon and browns and tans and creams stripes. I'm going to pair it with this, which is Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in Welly's Heather. And that is some leftovers I had from my Once in Floral. So I'm going to do the heels and toes and cuffs in this, and the rest of it in this, which was actually a gift from Sam. Because she realized that she had a lot of self-striping sock yarn, and that you don't really need 2 skeins. If you do contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs, you only need 1 50-gram skein. So she gave me some of those. So I'm going to start those today and maybe cast on that again. For news, we do have some news. It has been pretty boring. It is what it is right now. But one exciting thing did happen. We got a cat. If you watched a couple weeks ago, you would have heard my tale of woe. I had applied for a cat from the SPCA, but my application didn't go through properly, so someone else got it, and it just seemed like the perfect cat, because we live in an apartment. We didn't want a kitten, and we didn't want a cat that had been an outdoor cat before. We wanted a cat that had just always been an indoor cat so that we wouldn't feel bad about keeping an indoor cat. So I've been searching. I've been on the hunt every day looking for, looking at all the rescues, SPCA, and then there's a couple other local ones that we have here. And I finally found one. So we got, his name is Fred, and he is about 2 years old. He came from Heart and Soul Cat and Dog Rescue out here in Abbotsford. And he's just kind of amazing. He's indoor, of course. And he's still young enough that, like, in the morning, him and Georgia just play. And he's sleeping right now because that's what he does in the afternoon. He sleeps on my lap, which I've never had a cat that does that before. My old cat, Boo Boo, she died a few years ago because she was ancient. She would always come and just like kind of sit next to you and sleep, but she would never like sit on your lap. But Fred will at least once a day come and sit on my lap and like demand a cuddle. Justin too, like he really likes Justin. So yeah, he's just kind of fit in right away. As soon as we brought him home, he didn't hide or anything. He's just a very friendly, nice cat. He wasn't scared about being at a new place. The second day was a little worrisome, not really, but it's kind of gross, but he was vomiting a lot. But I have owned cats before. So sometimes if you look at them sideways, they puke. So I wasn't super worried about it. And I figured it was probably just the stress of like he was in a foster home and then going to the pet store that we picked him up from. And then coming, like it was just a lot happening for him within the week. So I figured it was just stress. Sure enough, the next day he was totally fine. And he's been great ever since. And he's just kind of like fit right in. I'm going to go see if he will wake up to come say hi. So he's pretty sleepy. But this is Fred. And he will probably... You're just going back to sleep? You will probably see more of him because his favorite spot is right on the windowsill there. He likes to protect us from the squirrels and the stellar jays. Yeah, so that was our very big, exciting news. Don't pick your nose. And Georgia also had something that she wanted to share. So you want to come share it? And come sit up here with me and Fred? Okay, have fun up.
So this is a little pouch. All you need to do is fold a couple corners, and it might not look the same, but that's still okay.
That's still okay.
It'll still be a pouch.
So how do you use it? You put it on your wall?
Yeah. And you need 2 of these.
And those thumbtacks?
Yeah, they're thumbtacks. Mine are purple.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another one, which the other one's purple.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go put this back up on my wall.
Okay, well, thank you very much for sharing that, Georgia. I think it's very creative.
Oh,
Do you put anything in there?
Not yet.
Not yet? You haven't found the right thing to put in there?
No. I haven't even put anything in my other one.
Oh, okay. See ya.
7 of them for special things.
Alrighty. So I guess that's it for now. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're all doing well and staying home and being safe. And I hope I will have more to share with you next week. Thank you so much for joining me. See you later.